The internet is a lot like a massive city. Take a wrong turn and you may end up in a pretty sketchy alley. But metaphors aside, there are some pretty dark things you can find on the internet, ranging from the analog horrors we've covered together to some more obscure internet horrors that are harder to find. Now fortunately, you have me by your side, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at some pretty unnerving YouTube channels that just might creep you out enough to make your skin crawl. Hey everyone, it's WOWMAN, and in today's video we are going to be taking a look at some pretty obscure YouTube channels that gave me a really bad sense of uneasiness when I looked at them. But before we dive in, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well as liking the video and commenting brah as always, because that helps me out a lot. So this first channel got recommended to me a while back now, and when I first clicked the link, I saw a collection of videos that honestly took me back a bit. The channel is called Piggy Soda or Dog Nightmares. On the channel there are 6 videos, all depicting this humanistic looking dog doing various activities. In the first video on the channel, we see this dog standing on 2 legs, dressed up as a mechanic.
Replace this part. What? You need to replace this part. What is it? Let me install it for you. There. That's it? I better check the oil. Uh-oh. Could be trouble.
The video is also being recorded on this very old boxy TV, which is leading me to believe that this was made in the early 2000s, and the person recording seems to be showing off this case that I'm assuming the VHS was inside of, although it is way too dark to see anything on the VHS case. But then the strangest thing happens and the tape suddenly starts to glitch out, showing this very demonic looking image of a dog. Now, as creepy as this may be, what's odd about this is that the video was originally an aired piece of media that was shown on Sprouts TV.
Who are the people in your neighborhood? The auto mechanic.
Which was this old TV program made specifically for children. In that original tape, the same thing sort of plays out, but has a very different ending. It starts with the dog getting its car fixed, although in the original recording, the image of the demonic dog is obviously missing, meaning that the person that recorded this video got some corrupted version of this original airing for some reason. And for the rest of the videos, it's all following this very realistic and disturbing canine doing all of these humanistic activities. And honestly, the more that I watch these, the weirder they start to get. And on top of that, throughout the videos, it seems to be haunting the dreams of a child. As they draw pictures, there is one reoccurring image. One that really made me feel weird for some reason is this video of a dog being a waiter.
We have peanut butter, hot dog, bologna. I'll have a turkey sandwich. Excellent choice. Flavor toothpick. Cherry or lemon? Lemon. Very good. Turkey, lettuce, tomato. Turkey, lettuce, tomato. Lemon toothpick.
Something about the dog standing on 2 legs, having this very blank expression on its face, is really something that freaks me out. There also seems to be some sort of connection between this dog seen in the drawings, that we'll later know as Batty, and this missing dog on the poster. And in the longest video on the channel, it pretty much explains everything that we need to know about what is going on here. In the beginning, we see someone putting up the missing poster for the lost dog Bailey. Someone called again. They haven't found him yet, but someone keeps calling me, and every time I pick up the phone, there is silence on the other end. I keep trying to block out the number, but they just keep calling. I don't recognize the number either. It won't stop me from looking though. I still have hopes that he got picked up by a shelter or someone found him without a collar and took him in. I can only hope he's safe and sound. I'll find you, buddy. I managed to gather a bunch of WOWMAN tapes. I plan to achieve as many as I can find and burn it into one disc. So far I've managed to get my hands on Mother Goose, but I'm still in search of 2 shorts. One is of Batty making pottery, and the other is of Batty and Crookie playing baseball. I hope someone has a copy or recorded it. Got a note from a friend today. He said he got me something for my late birthday. I haven't spoken to him in a while since I've been busy looking for Bailey. He wanted me to record myself reacting to his gift. I'm a little tired at the moment. I'll take a look at it tomorrow. Inside we can see a card with Batty the dog from the WOWMAN tapes, although the footage is way too low of quality to see what it says inside of the card. There's also a tape that her friend gifted her called Hardly Solo. Someone keeps taking the posters down. I had to keep putting them back up. I found some old photos while looking for photos of Bailey. They were from my old home. I also found some old paintings of mine. There was also a book I made when I was about 7 or 8. What's shown to us is what I'm assuming to be a drawing of her dog Bailey, but the way that the dog is presented in the drawing is just really creepy. Bailey has its head twisted upside down with liquid spewing from his neck, which is a pretty intense drawing for a 7-year-old to make. And within another series of drawings, we can see that Emily said that her mother had to go, which left her alone at her house.
I love to play all by myself. She warned me not to open the door to strangers. And she always has a key to open the door.
However, the creepiest part of this segment is that Emily goes on to tell the viewer about a hole that she has in her house, and that sometimes she can even hear a creaking coming from inside of the hole.
Until she comes home. But I don't like going upstairs. There's a really big hole in the wall that's really scary. Sometimes I can hear it creaking from in there. One day, I ran really fast past it. When I did, I heard a doggy barking. And then silence. I took my flashlight and went to take a look.
Emily goes on to explore the inside of this wretched hole, and what she finds can only be explained as truly terrifying. Alright, so this next channel is called David Romero, which has been uploading on the platform since around 2015, and is mainly known for creating these very unnerving animations. And the way that I found out about this channel was by being suggested this video called Dinosaur Ghosts, which depicts an apocalyptic world where humans have gone extinct, and the only ones that remain are those whose planet this was first. It's a pretty interesting video. We get to see all sorts of dinosaurs roaming this now humanless world. There are pterodactyls flying the city skylines, triceratops roaming the underground subway systems, and velociraptors roaming empty streets. This video also has this very calming feeling to it, but simultaneously it starts to make you feel pretty weird because you start to wonder what really happened here. And it isn't until the end of the video where we are given a small hint as to what happened here inside this convenience store, where we can see what remained of a dinosaur attack, which leads to our speculation that humans were wiped out by these ancient creatures. The rest of the channel follows this theme of spectacular animation while giving us that sense of dread that we've come to crave. Like this video called Mermaids that shows us some nightmare fuel inducing versions of the creatures. And in the last one called Slimy Swamp Ghost Cryptids. And as opposed to the calming nature of the last two videos, this one takes it a step further and is a non-stop horror show. Within it we have various horror entities like Siren Head, some Vita Carnis-esque creatures, as well as just some unimaginable horrors. And perhaps the worst of all being the creature that resides in the dark green room. The last video we'll take a look at from this channel is called Pursuit, and within it we can see a woman in a hotel frantically running away from someone we can't see. That is until she makes it to the stairs, and it's then where we uncover the perpetrator. What's even creepier about this video is that it's entirely silent, which is incredibly impressive to pull off a short in this manner, since sound design is such an important element to the horror genre. And when we reach the conclusion, we can see that the spirit was successful and dragged this woman back into their den. This next channel is called SoulBrine, which does have some pretty intense titles in their videos. Titles like Time Won't Stop You From Dying, Eyes, and Mirrored Personality. The videos all have this very distinct art style to them, mixing art with reality, creating these very fever dream-like visuals. and they also seem to be very Boysford inspired as well, a channel that we have covered in the past in this video, so be sure to check out that video when we're done with this one. And within almost every single video there is a reoccurring individual, a figure with one eye, that seems to be haunted by things they're trying to change. And the art in all of these videos can be interpreted how you see fit.
Can you speak?
And for this one called Speak, I interpreted it as someone struggling to speak up for themselves, ridiculed by others as they suffer in silence, simultaneously ashamed of themselves every time they don't speak. So it is very impressive to convey such intense emotions inside of these videos that are very pretty to look at as well. However, some of the videos on the channel, while still abstract, have a more clear theme in mind. Like the video called Time Won't Stop You From Dying, which follows a person standing over a grave appearing to be mourning. We can also see that there is a clock sewn into their mouth to represent the guilt of the abundance of time that they still have, while the one they lost ran out. They bang their head out of frustration, as well as a result of the realization that they too will one day run out of time. Again, these are some pretty heavy topics that are being represented here, all topics that derive from simply being human. To experience grief, embarrassment, and frustration, it's all part of the deal when you are a person. But yeah, I did really enjoy going through these videos. It's pretty interesting to see how these emotions are being conveyed through art. So I would highly recommend watching this channel, and as well, they are very Boysford inspired, so if you like those videos, you'll probably like these ones as well. This next channel we're going to be looking at is called Vibing Leaf. Now, if you are a longtime viewer of the channel, you know that Vibing Leaf has become sort of a staple on the channel at this point and has been featured in a lot of the videos that we have covered. But essentially, Vibing Leaf has created tons of analog horror-esque videos, much of which are re-adaptations of some pretty disturbing creepypastas. Most recently, we covered the Gregory's Room Revisited video in my YouTube's Disturbing Animation Rabbit Hole video.
No matter what we do, it will be just us, together, just you and me, no parents.
In this video called The Smiling Dog, we are met with a re-rendition of the infamous Smile Dog creepypasta.
You look very lonely. But don't worry, I can help you with that.
However, this time around he appears on your TV and delivers to you the following message.
As long as you are willing to spread my message, everything will be okay. I will make you smile. Your smile is the most precious thing.
It's a pretty creepy message, and as the video implies, you are to have received this message from a broadcast interruption on your own TV. And as disturbing as the videos on Vibing Leaf's channel can get, sometimes, surprisingly, we do get something very wholesome. Like this video called, Your Sleep Paralysis Demon Wishes You a Great Halloween. We can see some surveillance footage of someone's bedroom, and then we see the entity come out to you to speak to you. But with every wholesome moment that happens in a vibing Leaf video, there's also something just as disturbing that can happen, such as this rendition of Jeff the Killer, another infamous creepypasta image that is made even more disturbing by vibing Leaf. In this one, Jeff the Killer claims that he's known you your entire life, and that he may even know you better than you know yourself. And it's upon this confession to you that he finally reveals his face.
Go to sleep, my friend. That's right.
This next channel is called Beyond Birth, which has a ton of videos ranging from a South Park analog horror series to a cursed Japanese Kleenex commercial. In the South Park video called Ike's Tragedy, it claims that, quote, "Due to the recent events that involved the show South Park, the police have asked us to stop airing the show until further notice. The show will air again once the police deem it safe to do so," end quote. Inside the house it says, "I miss him so much, but there's nothing I can do. He's joined the others," alluding to the fact that all of these characters have already been killed off. This town will never be the same. We're all completely helpless. All we can do is wait until we are all killed off, one by one. Kyle, please come back. We then switch over to Ike, who is falling asleep in his bedroom, but is woken up by a spirit inside of his room. It's the spirit of his deceased older brother, Kyle. As Ike hides away in his closet, Kyle tells him that he can't hide forever and that this is the end. And the rest of the series does depict some pretty graphic content, such as some other pretty gruesome character deaths, such as Cartman's flesh being ripped off of his skin, as well as Kenny's eye popping out of his skull. So this last channel that I wanted to show you guys is perhaps more strange than anything. The channel is called Plasma Punk and it only has 4 videos. But within them they claim to be a channel dedicated to finding lost media of a game called Nebula and Quasar. One of the first Nebula and Quasar presentations from Lightyear Games in 2001, originally posted on their now defunct website. I've been a fan of Nebula and Quasar for a long time now. I'll be using this channel to document Nebula and Quasar stuff that I haven't seen uploaded online yet. I plan on documenting beta builds, cut content, merchandise, commercials, and if we're lucky, a legit Bounce House demo copy. This is a team effort. If you have or know of any Nebula and Quasar related content that isn't widely known about, contact me through this email and we can discuss about it. This journey will be a long one, so I appreciate any and all help I could get. I can't wait to show you all what I find. And based off of the footage that were shown in all of these videos, the game seems to have been planned to be launched on the PlayStation 2. Graphically and aesthetically speaking, it just screams PS2, and then in this other video we get confirmation of that. Now you're also probably wondering why I decided to include this archival channel in this video. I mean, it seems to be pretty standard stuff, like people documenting some lost media, but once we get to the second video on the channel, things start to take a shift in tone.
Bounce House and the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission have issued a mandatory recall on the Nebula and Quasar demo copies won from this year's Bounce House Autumn Sweepstakes. It was brought to our attention the copies were illegally altered and may expose players to unsuitable and alarming content, which may be seen as shocking or distressing to certain viewers.
Because after hearing this audio, it really does fill you with this sense of uneasiness and gets your mind to wonder about the possibilities of what could have been on those discs. I mean, for the US Consumer Safety Commission to get involved, it must have been something pretty sinister. In the description it states, "Commercial from October 2001, announcing the recall of the 5 Nebula and Quasar demo, builds one from the Bounce House Autumn Sweepstakes event." This advert was abruptly broadcast on every children's entertainment network around that time. Along with on-air adverts, Bounce House sent emails and mailed notices to Bounce House monthly subscribers. This is an insane find. Thank you all for sending this over. And if things weren't already strange already, things get surprisingly more creepy as we get to the third video. In the next video titled 1999 ET Animation, it's supposed to be an early animation produced by Lightyear Games, which is the same company that was to create Nebula and Quasar 2 years later. Now, there isn't anything crazy disturbing about this footage, but there is this underlying eeriness to this entire video. It features Nebula and one of her pals, Pax. However, when Pax decides to litter on the beach to spite Nebula, she becomes completely enraged by this and begins to hunt him down. Now, the music playing during this segment is copyrighted, so to give you a sense of how it feels, I'll find an uncopyrighted song to give you a sense of what this video is like. The entire sequence is just very bizarre. The way that they step over this red creature before Nebula delivers the killing blow, and even at the end of the video, Nebula ends the life of her friend. In a following upload, we get a video showing us the 2001 sweepstake commercial, that if you won, you would get a demo version of the Nebula and Quasar game, that would later be recalled because of some altered versions of it that were put out.
Why is being on patrol so lame? Nothing's even happened yet.
Keep it together, Quasar. Crime never rests. Just be on the lookout.
Yeah, don't hurt yourself bad. You know what I'd rather be doing right now? Imagine you and I chosen to go in an alternate mission and save the galaxy. Fucking bad guys left and right.
Mashup of various recordings of 2 commercials made for the 2001 Bounce House Autumn Sweepstakes event. Big thanks to @NAQTube132 and a few others for helping me find and compile these clips together. I'm aware that for the first commercial, some of these clips' quality could be better, but this is currently the best we've got. For the longest time, the only evidence of these commercials' existence was through a couple of bad screenshots on an old forum thread. I never got to see these on TV myself growing up, but I vaguely remember seeing at least one of these online once or twice before. It's really cool to see them again, a lot to unpack in these early gameplay clips. This was a huge search, but I'm glad it paid off. Thank you to everyone who contributed. Email me at if you have any obscure or lost NAQ content. But yeah, let me know which one of these channels creeped you out the most. I'd love to know. For me, it was the David Romero animations, so we will definitely be revisiting that channel in the future. But yeah, huge thank you to my ultimate tiers, K-Pop Lover X3, Alejandro from the Tower, and Knight98. If you do want to support me, it's only $1.99. You get early access to videos and your name right here. But yeah, thank you so much for spending some time with me. Your time is very valuable, so I really appreciate it. And I'll see you later. Bye. Love ya.